certain sexual
Look,
things.
I'm not gonna lie. Quite literally, I cannot think of a single good quality trait about this individual. She's useless. What's up, guys? It's your boy. I'm back. Had some personal issues. All I can say is I thank God I'm alive. But today we are reacting to the video Akaash Singh lets his wife destroy his life on his own podcast. Honestly, if y'all haven't seen the 2 other videos I posted, go check those out. I appreciate all the love y'all been giving me. I honestly didn't think this could get worse. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, man. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button. You know, make a comment real quick if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what's up. What else y'all want me to react to? Let's get into it.
I saw one with you making out with the dog. And they were like, man, she'll kiss the dog and not Akaash.
That's true. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I never just kiss them.
Have you seen any memes?
Just admitted that the security guards are laughing.
Aisha chicken curry.
That was
Yes, we got to go through the funniest one.
good. Objectively good.
Yeah.
I also like Aisha curry.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yo, I want to tell you this right now. If your girl ever says that she loves Aisha curry, dub that immediately. Dub that. It's gone. Done. Out to the streets. Leave there, bro. Because this is crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Dig in the hole again. Just saying. Dig in the hole.
If she had a body count, I would have been like, hey. Cut that. But because she doesn't, and I know.
But we know she does, though. What do you mean she doesn't? We literally know she does. She admitted it. Everything's on social media. What are we talking about right now?
How like innocent she actually is. It can be, not that I'm so secure, but with that joke, I'm like so secure.
Oh, I absolutely would feel insecure.
And I think stupidly, I was like, oh, it's an orgy, so it's all of us. It's not like talking.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah.
All right, so the long-awaited Flagrant episode dropped where they finally dive into the Ghislaine files, which of course this episode didn't go how people wanted it to, because obviously they're just going to try to help do damage control. But even with them trying their best to help Ghislaine prove all the speculation wrong, she still, of course, couldn't help herself. Like, all you need to do is just let her talk, and she's going to make things worse and completely humiliate Akaash. So even though Schultz and the crew were trying to joke around and pretend like the internet's just taking everything out of context, they still proved everyone right. This was tough to watch. I mean, it's unbelievable how much she gaslights this guy. Like, he's clearly really uncomfortable with the stuff she does, but she never apologizes. She
look at his face. Wait, genuinely look at his face, man. He seems so fed up. This is crazy. If a girl ever gets you in this state, bruh, man.
And she seems to not understand how disrespectful
you can't even
it is
feel
towards
bad
Akaash.
for him, though,
and
because
Akaash
he
and her
brings on
pretend
himself.
like she is so innocent and harmless. Everything she says is just ironic because it's not how she actually is at all. That's what we're supposed to believe here. Like, they brought up her talking about how she's popping her pussy in college, and she claims that just meant she liked to dress up and dance, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but to her credit, they do find a definition on Urban Dictionary that says that. So I might consider giving her the benefit of the doubt here. If this were the only thing in question, you know, this is only one small thing on a giant list. Like, also right after she said she was popping her pussy in college, she said she had a roster of guys.
Exactly.
And somehow she didn't realize this sounded sexual. Like, what else are we supposed to make of that? And she responds to this.
Like, he's giving her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not. What is that literally supposed to mean? Oh yeah, I was dancing and I had a roster of guys that I just danced with. And it was so fun, so PG. Yeah, no.
The allegation of her sleeping around in college by talking about how her childhood was similar to a repressed Catholic schoolgirl, and then when she hit college,
the worst ones too. It's really crazy. See, when a person has overly strict parents, right? A lot of the time, if they don't have anyone else around them that has good values, they try to deviate as far as they can. But the difference is, right? If you have a normal kid that deviates. Because it's like what can I say? It's like a ratio almost, you know what I'm saying? Or even a percent. This person deviating a certain percentage from over here to over here is much higher than if someone's already in the middle and deviating, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, if a girl said her childhood was just so strict and her parents didn't let her do anything, didn't let her have any fun, it's a red flag. That's a red flag.
She felt free and realized she could do whatever she wants. And you could tell Akaash is sitting there like,
yo, what? I didn't even look at the picture. Who are these people? Yeah, bro. She
meant something else, and you were joking.
That's all. Trains, train after train after train. That's all I'm saying.
We need. But she always just has to make things more difficult for him. Also, it's crazy they pretend like she's just too naive and doesn't understand what she's saying.
No, this is a grown adult woman. She knows what she's doing. We already broke it down last video.
You know, this is the only girl he's been with, probably the only serious relationship he's been in. And they start dating when he was 30. So she knows he's inexperienced, and she's definitely taking advantage of that. And hopefully behind the scenes, Schultz is more honest with Akaash about all this stuff. Like, even though he's trying to help them do damage control during this podcast, I think you could tell he knows this is pretty bad. Like, him and the Flagrant crew have seen all the videos, and they bring up most
low
of it.
Key, they didn't even tell him they were wearing all black. It's like they're going to his funeral.
I think you could tell he knows this is pretty bad. Like, him and the Flagrant crew have seen all the videos, and they bring up most of it. Of course, they try to be as charitable as possible towards her, but there's only so much they could do.
Popping pussy.
Yeah, let's just get some definition.
Okay.
We're gonna any terms that you might need to know the actual meaning of. Alex is here to break it down.
I thought it was just like dancing, getting dressed up, and maybe that was my mistake.
Yeah.
So I acknowledge that.
Look at this.
Big one.
Yeah, the act of getting dressed up, looking fun.
Is it true that you said that there was
So we're supposed to believe the same person who wanted an orgy with another man is meaning this definition of this? No, it just doesn't make any sense.
rotation of guys?
A roster. Yeah, what is a roster mean to you?
What does this mean?
You guys have to understand, have you ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
Yes.
I was, you know. Okay. So I was.
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was a repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
What does a roster mean?
so it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like two guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up,
Oh, just two guys that I was flirting to and talking with. No, it's not a roster. Oh man.
I think people
When
think you
I
meant-
This is
hooking up, I
quite
just-
literally a humiliation ritual at this point, right? What in your mind would say, okay, instead of maybe, making my wife step, he can't make his wife do anything, obviously. He does not have her in control at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, terrible, but, instead of maybe, trying to calm down this, like, he's just making it worse, right? Best thing he can do, not talk about it. Quite literally, ignore literally everything and not talk about it at this point, right? I'm not gonna lie. This situation would not have blown up as much as it is if both of them just stopped talking about it completely. And that's what she wants, right? She wants to build her own platform. She has a podcast with that one girl that she knows. This is all what she wants, honestly. And she's getting chips, she's getting bargaining chips, right? The more power she has, the less he can do about it. This is just
meant making out
bad.
again.
This is really
like
bad.
everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
So they somehow tried to spin this into her being a prude, but the only person she's a prude to is Akaash. Like, he needs to realize he'd be much happier with somebody who's actually attracted to him.
Yes.
Sadly, this lady is not. Like, they brought up how she's always
See, a lot of things I be seeing also with people in bad relationships as their first relationship, that's the norm, right? They think all relationships are supposed to be like this. And a lot of social media also plays into this aspect, right? Because once you see things that are similar to you, you subconsciously almost watch them longer or like them more almost for confirmation that that's normal, right? So let's say I'm in a bad relationship and I go to, let's say, Instagram Reels, right? And I see a reel about, oh, me and my girl fight all the time, but it's fine because it's normal. It's just like, that's the caption of the video, and that's right. What you're gonna do, you're gonna watch the video longer, you're gonna go through the comments, you're gonna look through the video. Instagram picks up on that. It's like, oh, he's spending more time on this video, sends more thing like that towards you, so your brain and you just think it's a normal thing. This is not normal at all. Like, this is really bad. This is really bad.
his kisses, which she claims she's never even realized she was doing, which is wild. I mean, at the proposal.
The thing is, he also feels like he needs to prove himself to everyone, right? He feels like I mean, because as a man, you do want to be looked at a certain type of way. Being looked at as a cuck that lets his wife step all over him is not a good look, even though that is what's happening. He's trying to prove that wrong instead of getting rid of the problem itself.
She wouldn't even.
See, like, if I keep pausing, my bad, but I have a lot to say. But if there's roots, like if there's a plant growing, you deroot it. You know what I'm saying? You won't cut off like a stem or a branch of it and expect the whole thing to come down. You know what I'm saying? What he's doing is he's cutting off a branch and 10 more are appearing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's terrible.
Kiss him. So they bring this up, and
Yeah,
every
this,
time they
bro.
bring something
Look
up,
at
they're
this.
always like,
Look
listen,
at
I
this.
don't like
Look
that
at
you
this.
treated Akash this way.
This is
You know,
right
this
after you
kinda
gave her
pissed
like
me
a
off.
10,000.
But they're always like
10,000, like
laughing
$100,000
and joking,
ring.
so they never are really serious about it, which of course is annoying, but what did we really expect? Like, this is a tough situation, and at least they did address it. I mean, I know they pretty much had to, but there's no good way of handling this situation, especially publicly like this, and they wouldn't have needed to if his wife didn't make everything so public. You know, she's the one that decided to put all this out there, so they're like, you know what, we'll have her on, we'll let her explain herself. And I'm sure they knew she would just only make things worse.
The ducking the kisses. That was, those are, listen.
These ones pissed me off.
That I'm guilty of. I'm
These
guilty
ones
of
pissed
that.
me off, and I didn't like it one bit, and I need you to explain yourself immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need
so,
to know.
Honestly, I
Also,
didn't,
can I just say that
Yeah.
I would watch the videos and I would die laughing. As a friend who loves him, I would die laughing because
No.
they edit it so perfectly where like he's going in and then it just right at the last minute. Always duck his kisses when there are not people around.
And the thing is, these people aren't his friends either, right? It's all a business. Well, all they're doing by bringing her on a podcast with them, like, okay, honestly, their name is Fragrant, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a new tab. Okay, we're gonna go to a new tab. We're going to say Flagrant, right? Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Flagrant, my bad. Look at this, 1 million views in 2 weeks, right? Let's look at their other videos. Right after this, 354,000, 366,000, 700,000, 302. They're getting good views every video, but they're not getting 1 million views in 2 weeks from every video. I mean, they're quite literally using the negativity surrounding their friend's relationship as publicity, you know, to further themselves. This is all, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, all this drama is really good for them. Yeah, it's
not
terrible.
when there aren't people around, just when there are people around. And I never even
That's
knew.
worse.
That is worse. That is worse. Let me go back in case y'all don't remember what she was saying.
Who loves him, I would die laughing because they edit it so perfectly where like he's going in and then it just right at the last minute. Always duck his kisses when there are not people around.
No, not when there aren't people around, just when there are people around. And I never even
That's
knew.
worse.
I never.
Much worse. that quite literally is much worse. Like, I don't care. Like, the whole thing about a relationship is, how do I say this? You don't want anyone outside to know about any negativity, right? You always want to portray that everything is going well, because once that you see there's cracks in the armor, other people are going to try to inject themselves in that situation. So people see her dodging your kisses. It's just bad looks. Like, if I saw my homie's girl dodging this kiss, my mind on that is already crazy. I mean, I don't be interjecting myself in other people's thing, but like, just seeing that, you know what I'm saying, is bad. It's really bad, but this is terrible.
Explain yourself.
I didn't know that I
Tell
did
us
that.
why.
I didn't know that I did that, so I really sat and thought about it. So I think it's a few things. I think it's like
You really sat and thought
yeah,
about it.
because I was like, okay, maybe it's like the repressed Indian girl thing where it's like I get a little bashful. I do get a little.
Oh, the repressed Indian girl thing. Aw, she's just a naive, religious Indian girl that just wanted an orgy with her friend's husband.
Shy, just fight with the internet things.
Most Indians do. I'm the exception.
Yeah,
I
I
don't give
think
a
I
fuck.
also get overstimulated because Akaash does it a lot, like every 30 seconds, like a little bit. Like,
You saw how she put the smallest seed of almost approval down, and he bit on that immediately. You saw how much his face brightened up at the slightest
get overstimulated
compliment.
because
It wasn't really.
Akaash
It was low-key a
does it
backhanded
lot,
compliment.
like every 30 seconds. Like a little bit.
See, that's like a backhanded compliment. This is insane, man. This is terrible.
That's why I grabbed your chin so you couldn't.
I didn't move my face though.
And Schultz seriously had a better reaction to Akaash trying to kiss him than Jasleen has when Akaash tries to kiss her. And no lies, Schultz is so much more affectionate towards Akaash than Akaash's own wife is. I mean, it's insane what's going on here. Also, she's shy about being affectionate towards her husband in public, but she'll try to hit on and hook up with her co-host husband and talk about his dick right in front of Akaash. Like, they bring that up and they're like, what the hell was that? Of course, they have to joke about it and try to downplay it a little bit, but you can tell they're disturbed by it. But she somehow finds a way to blame it on Akaash. It's hilarious. She's just beating this man into submission. Like, she responds by talking about how this is just her sense of humor after hanging around Akaash for a while. And she says that's just like how she...
Her sense of humor is talking about how much she's attracted to another man after hanging around Akaash. That just makes him sound even more like a cuck, right? His sense of humor is talking about other men's attractiveness or how much she's attracted to other men. I'm not... Is there something I'm not understanding quite right? Or is that... Because that's to me, that sounds like exactly what she just said.
Jokes. And then she says Akaash basically started the orgy joke. So this guy's so cucked. His wife tried to hook up with another guy. Then when she got called out, she blames it on him. It's incredible. Like, she has to be the greatest gaslighter of all time. I mean, Akaash looks so uncomfortable during all this. Like, he tries to crack some jokes, but you can tell he's absolutely dying inside. And she tries to act like this is just how they joke around. They make sexual jokes about other people, I guess. And Akaash just finds it funny and playful, even though clearly he is not okay with it. You know, they start joking about it here, like how his wife is talking about the other guy's dick, and Akaash does not seem amused by it.
You guys have like idiosyncrasies that are kind of different from a lot of couples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Apparently.
Like, bruh, the orgy thing was fucking... That shit was crazy. Yeah. I even watched it and I was like, so break us down.
I need an explanation.
Has the orgy happened?
So, okay, no, it hasn't.
Okay,
no, I still only fucked one woman.
No, that's what I thought was... Now, would you have let him get some side in this hypothetical orgy?
Of course. Everyone should be included.
Nah, but Akaash wants the dude.
The dude.
Yeah. You think he can handle all 10 inches of Nav? You think you can take Nav down?
Look at his face, man. This is just uncomfortable. What type of humor is this, man? This is so cringy, man. This is bad. This is real bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, what the fuck was that joke? Because I think for a lot of people, myself included, like I saw that and I was like, why would she even joke around about that?
Yeah.
With Akaash there, and like, what was the what was the backstory to that?
Now looking back, like it's been pointed out to me, and I get that. I feel like for us, I think I learned so much of my humor from Akaash, not to like justify it, but just to explain like, oh, if I say these absurd things, it's so funny because it's not who I actually am.
Right.
But I kind of forgot that like the internet doesn't know all these multi-dimensions of my personality.
So going in detail about how much you're attracted to another dude and how much you want to have intercourse with said other dude is a joke because it's totally not who you are. But if it's not who you are, you wouldn't have even thought to make that joke in the first place. You know the old saying, in every joke, there's just a little bit of truth, right? I can't attest to, you know what I'm saying, how true that is, but in this situation, I think that applies very nicely. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's just like, he's feigning this coat of just ignorance, you know what I'm saying? She's just wearing this she's just feigning this. It's terrible. It's disgusting. It's nasty because this is just, bro, she's just a whore, bro, at the end of the day.
So just seeing this one thing.
Right.
So the orgy joke started with like Akaash being like, oh, Nav's really hot. Like Akaash would show Nav's picture to his trainer or whatever because he's like really like.
So then Akaash starts coping and he's like, listen, I'd be insecure about this if she had been with people before me, but you know, she was a virgin, so I trust her.
Wouldn't that make you more insecure about it?
I'd definitely be insecure about that. And I don't think Schultz believes she's a virgin either. I mean, I don't think anybody really does, except for Akaash, you know, because he's just in too deep. He needs to believe that story. Like, that's the only way he can really defend her. He just acts like she's so innocent and pure that she would never actually do anything. So this is some sinister shit going on. Like, she has him so brainwashed.
Whatever.
I will say also, if she had a body count, I would have been like, hey. Cut the. But because she doesn't, and I know how like innocent she actually is.
Oh, you are a virgin? That's real?
I was a virgin until I met him, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't, that body count thing, I'd have been like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Because I would have been insecure about it. But I can be, not that I'm so secure, but with that joke, I'm like so secure.
Oh, I absolutely would feel insecure.
And I think stupidly, I was like, oh, it's an orgy, so it's all of us. It's not like talking.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah.
I say you're being inclusive. You're being inclusive.
And she also seems to think the orgy comment wasn't that inappropriate because at least she included Akaash. So at least her husband can watch her have sex with.
At the very least, I included my husband in my fantasy about having sex with my friend's husband. Aw. Can we get an aw, guys? That's just so nice of her. Aw.
Someone else. I mean, it can't get any worse than this. Also, she tries to be like, well, there's a double standard here because Akaash makes jokes about getting hand jobs from women. But then they're like, well, don't you tell him he can do that? And she's like, yeah, I tell him he can go to a rub and tug if he wants because it's less work for me. And the crew tries to make it seem like, oh, nice, good for Akaash. You know, we're jealous. But she clearly is just disgusted by Akaash. You know, she's also previously talked about how he smells down there.
No offense to the homeless people, but like, you know, when you get on the subway and there's like a homeless person sleeping and like everyone has to get out of that car? Yeah. That's what my husband's balls smell like. Oh my God, I hope he's not mad.
So she just wants nothing to do with him. You know, she'd rather have some random lady pleasing him. And Akaash, he's like, all right, this sounds good. But I'm sure he just wants to be with his wife. You know, he does not want this. I mean, he always talks about how his wife is the only person he's been with. He seems to be really proud of that. And I don't think he wants to be with anybody else, honestly. So I think his wife is trying to push this on him. And it seems like she's convinced him that a hand job is no big deal. It's emotionless. That's how he justifies it. Because then also if this happens, you know for sure she's going to use this as justification.
Exactly. And the thing is, so with a lot of people in these type of relationships, what you'll see is like, since he's a pushover, when their partner does something to almost make them uncomfortable, what they'll do is like try to get back at them by making a similar joke. And all that does is the other person is so selfish and so manipulative that they're like, okay, let's see how far I can push this, right? So when he says that joke about, you know, getting handy, blah, 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 she's like, okay, well then that means I can go sleep with my friend's husband and joke about sleeping with my friend's husband and going in depth about how big I think he is, whatever. Like this is, oh my God, this is devious. That's all I can say. This is demonic. This is, I don't have any other words to describe this. She's evil. Quite literally.
Other guys.
How come you can have a joke about outsourcing hand jobs and blow jobs?
But aren't you cool with the hand jobs?
Yeah.
You're cool with him just getting a hand job massage?
Totally.
Are you
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't. I don't.
Can you talk to our wives?
I don't believe this. Can I tell you why I don't believe this?
Yes, like I think it would bother me like 30%, but I feel like 70% I'd be like, okay, whatever. I put you through a lot the past couple weeks. So.
like he deserves it.
Yeah, I feel like I owe it to you.
I do kind of deserve it.
Yeah.
Yes.
My
justification for the hand job is it's emotionless and it's
just like a little thing after a massage. Sure, okay.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm on board.
Yeah.
High five.
I also like
no. Look at the face. Look at the facial expression. Look at this. Keeping her body nice and tight. She's not as open. Look at the way her face tightens up. She doesn't mean any of this.
Sure,
Look,
okay.
Yeah, that's great.
hands like this, real close to her body.
I mean, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Look at that, those little half motions. She's lying, bro. This is quite literally not what she feels like. She doesn't like that, but at the same time, she's like, if he does this, then I can do whatever I want, right there. Look, she's like almost begrudgingly, you know what I'm saying? It's like just oozing out of her. And then he's also dissatisfied because, again, you don't want to hear your wife say something like that, right? Dudes like to see. Am I recording? Oh, if I wasn't recording, I was about to crash out. But dudes like to see when their girl gets jealous when they say something like that, right? Or like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the femininity of that, you know what I'm saying? But this is disgusting. Honestly, this whole situation disgusts me to my core. I couldn't be around a person like this. Quite literally, I could not exist around them. This is just awful.
I also like the fact that it's just less work for you.
Yeah.
And I know your day is full of work.
Okay, because I think that was inappropriate. That was uncalled for. So will you go ahead and dismiss this and explain yourself on the record?
I do things.
All right.
And then she tries to come up with stuff she does around the house, and all she could think of is she takes care of the dog. But Akaash is like, well, also whenever I come home from the road, the apartment's always clean. And she's like, oh, I hire people to do that.
Yeah.
And Akaash could be acting here, but he seems surprised by it. He's like, oh, really? You do that without telling me? And she's like, yeah. And his face completely changes. So it's hard to tell, you know, because the whole time they're laughing and joking, they're acting like everything's a joke. But Akaash clearly has a lot of problems here that should be addressed. And this seems like it might be possibly a rare moment where he realizes she broke his trust, because it sounds like he always thought she was cleaning the house and she never told him that she was hiring a cleaning crew. Like, he's even trying to give her credit here by making it seem like she cleans the house, and still she's like, no, I don't do that. You know, it's like she's just rubbing it in his face.
Okay, guys, let's make a mental note of everything positive she does for him, right? She allows him to be in her presence. She allows him to be attracted to her. She allows him to wrap his arm around her shoulder. Now let's think about the negative things she does. He's a downside to his mental health. He doesn't clean the house. Spends all his money. Doesn't let him show any affection towards her in public. She does not get that thing up. So, what can I say? Right? Oh, and also she jokes about sleeping around with her friend's husband. Right in front of him. As he watches. In front of hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people. So, well, actually, this podcast reached 1 million views, plus all the videos combined. Oof. Oh, wow. This is quite the situation we have, isn't it? It's just things like this really get you thinking about your life. You know, thinking about how far someone can go down. It's Yo, it's crazy because I've honestly never seen something this horrible in my life. Because some things, I've always been raised on the notion of common sense, right? Some things for everyone, it's just common sense, but quite obviously, that's just not the case.
Take care of Happy like he's my son.
Of course.
Well,
And I go on the road, I come
She
back.
takes care of the dog she most likely wanted. After he spends money on getting it groomed, probably they're rich. You know, all the medical stuff, whatever. It's food, like treats, accessories. She probably dresses her dog up or something. Who knows? It's probably one of those small dogs that you put in your purse.
Clean. I don't know if you hire somebody or if that's you, but every time I come back, it's clean.
I hire someone, yeah.
Really? Without me knowing? Now I feel betrayed.
Dude, look how serious he
Everyone's
is.
hiring people, you know?
And you never really get to hear how he feels, you know, because the whole time it's
This is
just her
crazy.
addressing things and them laughing about it and making jokes. And Akaash barely even got to talk. But towards the end, he finally did bring up something he was uncomfortable with.
Okay, cool.
And of course, he just relies on everybody else to press her
Stands his ground for one time. Let's see.
on it. Like, he just brings it up and they're like, all right, yeah, let's talk about this. It's the video where she's at a dermatologist and her bare ass is out and she's flirting with the doctor, and she posted this to TikTok. And Akaash basically tells her he was uncomfortable with it here, but she's like, yeah, it was stupid, we make mistakes, whatever. Like, she does not seem very apologetic, even though
Fellas, I want to tell you this right now in the nicest way I possibly can. If you ever in your life let your woman go to a place with a man or her butt, she's just full butt naked, right? Shirt on, everything, bottom half is off, right? And she's flirting with the dude while she's half naked, everything's down. And you see it and she posts it publicly. And you don't do anything about it the first time you see it. You might need to game in yourself. I'm not gonna lie to you. You might need to. I'm not gonna lie. Just take a mental reset. I need you to isolate yourself away from everyone and think about the choices in your life that have led you to that situation. See, everything so far has just been words and actions, you know what I'm saying, that have been like hypothetical. That is a real action that she did, right? So, and that's what she posted publicly, right? People only post the best parts of themselves on social media. So, all that means is whatever she did there, she's done something at least 10 times worse in person, knowing the type of person she is, right? Because everything she said, keep in mind, I want you to know everything that she said on these podcasts or whatnot is what she feels like is the best version of themselves, right? Social media is a lie. She's not this person in real life like how she's appearing. She's worse. You know what I'm saying? She's worse. And that's just the truth of it, man. Unless it's like a specific, yeah, no. There's zero excuses for this type of behavior. Wow. I'm in disbelief, man. I didn't think it could get any worse, but I've just been proven wrong with every passing day. It's crazy, man. Watching this is making me feel just like disgusted. It's crazy. I honestly don't see how it could get any worse from here. I don't see it. I'm not gonna lie. Man, that's awful.
Her husband clearly is uncomfortable with it. And then she tries to justify it by explaining how it could inspire other women or something. Like, she just tries to think of anything she can. And then Schultz finally points out the hypocrisy and is like, don't you think it's kind of confusing that you say you're a prude and you're shy?
Of course.
Oh
And I
my
go on the road.
god.
Here, but she's like, yeah, it was stupid, we make mistakes, whatever. Like, she does not seem very apologetic, even though her husband clearly is uncomfortable with it. And then she tries to justify it by explaining how it could inspire other women or something. Like, she just tries to think of anything she can. And then Schultz finally points out the hypocrisy and is like, don't you think it's kind of confusing that you say you're a prude and you're shy about all this stuff? Yeah, you have your bare ass out in a video and you talk like this to other guys. And of course, she has no response.
Exactly. You're literally naked in front of a guy who can see all of your most private parts of yourself, and you're flirting with him. And keep in mind, this woman's. Oh, let me slow down. This woman's husband is a multi-millionaire, making more than 99% of people that have ever walked this planet. Have y'all thought about that? Like, this is insane. Literally, he can get anything money can buy, for real, bro. Like, like at that point, there's nothing you should be worrying about money wise, right? Except getting more. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh man.
How she's existing and being herself and all that bullshit. But then she tries to spin it around on them, and she's like, well, I'm used to being around comedians, and this is how comedians are and how they act and talk. So she, again, is trying to blame Akaash for this.
We gotta get it all out.
Yeah, we need to get it all out.
We need to purge this.
And I'm not gonna be happy till we figure it out.
Oh, the dermatologist video.
That one pissed me off. That was outrageous and completely uncalled for.
Yeah.
So tell us why you were showing your cheeks to the guy and asking if he's single.
To a single Indian doctor.
Can I just give the whole lore? Okay,
Yes.
looking back, I get it. It was stupid. I was being stupid, okay? But we all make mistakes. But just to be
Good
fair.
point.
If a girl ever refers to her past and has to say we all make mistakes, dub her immediately. Trash, gone.
Technically, we do.
Yeah, so what happened was I actually fell in Pilates class. I fell on my ass.
Yeah. You don't have the
but
cigarette
you're
lighter
comfortable
attached.
sharing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then there's other things you're not.
Because I also
Exactly.
feel like this could help
You're
girls
sharing
that-
a video of you with your bare butt out. Not only that, with another man there. Not only that, you're flirting with that man. And not only that, you can't let your husband that you've been married to for 8 years kiss you on the cheek in public.
out. You know, I'm on an SSRI, so sometimes you need like a little boost. So why not?
Yes, this is why I think that there's
get
confusion.
confused, yeah.
Because to feel comfortable talking about that, but then also not feel comfortable with certain
Yeah.
sexual
Look,
things.
I'm not gonna lie. Quite literally, I cannot think of a single good quality trait about this individual. She's useless. She's a bad wife, a bad person. She's not loyal. What is she good for? What is? I don't. I, I don't think I don't think I've ever seen something this bad before, man. This is crazy.
That's where the brain goes. What I have to make up something.
I don't know. It's hard for me. I mean, I just am existing. I'm not trying to like. The only thing I try to do is just be myself on TikTok, but like 10 times extra.
Yeah.
And again, like not to justify, but I feel
times.
like I've been with Akaash since I'm 22, and I feel like I've learned so much of my humor from him, my personality from watching you guys. I've hung out with so many comedians, so I'm like, oh.
She's not 22. What? Did I miss something? Or was that when the video was posted? I'm confused.
Like, be extreme, be funny, as long as your actions are a good person. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, I can say whatever I want.
Don't you blame
Obviously,
this
I
on
can't.
us?
No,
But okay, the whole thing is I'm saying that's not an action, but speaking is an action, though, right? People always say words, actions over. I mean, words over actions, actions over words, whatever. Flirting with a guy is an action, right? Even I don't. There's a difference between like you're making a choice to talk a specific way to someone, right? And keep in mind, there's hundreds, thousands of different ways you could have conveyed, you know, that you could have went about that entire interaction. You know, you could have even went out of your way to get a female doctor. He has enough money for that. You know what I'm saying? That's insane. Me personally, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. Unless it's like the best doctor ever, but all she said was she fell on her butt in a Pilates class, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, so she's just trying to be a comedian this whole time. You know, she's joking around. Akaash is so screwed. He also says he encouraged her to spend his money because she was with him when he was broke. I mean, he always acts like he was homeless on the streets and had nothing going for him. But when they met, he was on MTV and making a couple $100,000 a year, which is obviously a good living to most people. Then he had one bad year, and now he acts like, man, I can't believe this girl stuck with me. It's incredible. Like, I had nothing going for me. I was a complete loser, but she believed in me. But even at his lowest point, he was on a really popular podcast with Skillz, who was blowing up at the time. So he clearly was going to get it back together. It's not like his career was over and there's nowhere for him to go. Also, they were together for years before this already. So if Akaash thought she would leave him because there's 1 year where he didn't make as much money, what does that say? And again, they even did have a giant fight and she left him at some point. So he just tries way too hard here, and he has no self-esteem. Like, he's just so down on himself, and he keeps making self-deprecating comments. He keeps saying he can't believe she stayed with him. He's like, why would she?
He gets bullied by his wife all day. The one person he's around 24/7. Of course, he's not gonna have a high self-esteem. What?
Want to be with me? It makes no sense. You know, I understand why people think she's a gold digger because there's no reason she'd want to be with me. And Skillz and the crew have to keep being like, dude, you're a great guy. Stop talking about yourself like that. And honestly, they probably wish they could say, you deserve better than her.
Okay, he's got this beautiful girl, and she likes buying bags, and that's what the thing
No,
is.
optically, it makes sense that she would be a gold digger. She's much hotter than me. She has nice
Stop
things.
saying that. You're fine, bro.
No, you're the prize. You're the prize.
I look decent with a shirt on.
We just said you still want to stay with him.
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
Yeah.
okay.
Bro.
Never actually asked why.
No, you know why, bro. Come on.
Oh, yeah,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
You got that muffin top.
Yeah, you got that loud. Yeah.
Okay, the real answer.
What is loud? What was that?
His dick smells.
Oh, that dick. Yeah, because once you, yo, Kurt.
So he just has no confidence or self-esteem, and he thinks there's no way he could ever do better than her. So he just has to put up with all her BS, and he has to spoil her. I mean, it's almost like he feels bad for her that she has to be with him.
Exactly.
Like, that's how down bad this
That's
guy
terrible.
is. So once he started making money after that one bad year he had, he encouraged her to shop, and he said it's like therapy for her. And then she says some crazy shit. She basically acts like shopping is a good lesson for her because it shows her she can spend money without worrying about it. She seriously tries to say something like that. And then also Akaash talks about how emasculated he felt when he couldn't afford to buy his wife nice things. So think about.
I mean, I feel like to a certain extent, I mean that's normal, but at the same time, there has to be equivalent exchange, right? And right, even so here's the point everyone's making, right? He's not getting anything. Well, he's definitely getting something, right? It's just not positive. With every exchange, there has to be, I mean, with every action between two people, there's an exchange of some sort, right? So when she's spending all of his money and not giving him anything, she's taking his money, she's giving him negativity, right? That's the thing. You as a person can decide to give someone positivity or negativity, right? In her inaction to do anything that in and of itself is giving him negativity. So I would go as far as to say every single negative thing that he's experiencing in his life is because of her. Like, usually you can't just pin it down like that, but honestly, I really don't see anything else. Think about it, right? Every negative aspect that he sees himself, because of her. The reason people are saying things about him, because of her. You know what I'm saying? The reason he feels the need to go out in front of millions of people and explain himself is because of her. So it's just like, this is insane.
Gone this guy is. He says not being able to spend money on his wife is emasculating, but then never once says that about her, humiliating him daily, dodging his kisses, saying he smells, and hitting on other guys right in front of him.
Because he, at the end of the day, he doesn't even want to embarrass his wife publicly. Which is a good thing, obviously, but that's exactly what she's doing to him. So it makes him look even more like a cuck, right? So it's just like, even though he's doing common courtesy, because of the type of person she is, it makes him a cuck. You know what I'm saying?
He never says that's emasculating. He only says that about him not being able to spend money on her when she was making money. She said she had a job at the time, and he was basically in between jobs in a sense, but she still made him feel like complete garbage for not being able to pay for things. So that's why he feels the need to spoil her.
Faster than I did, but now I'm like, oh, that's my soulmate. So again, the jokes don't bother me. I know what's happening. And go buy I like encourage her to buy stuff early on because you gotta cut that shit. I know, maybe, but early on, dude, and you didn't go through this.
Chill out.
Being broke with your girl and not being able to buy her anything is so fucking emasculating that when we started making a little bit, we saved for years.
These guys.
Yeah. And when she was like, I don't know if we can afford this. I'm like, no, I promise we're safe. She was more anxious for a long time. I was like, no, this is like, I think even therapeutic for you, for us. Like,
I feel
go
like,
spend that.
it would almost like teach me like a little bit of exposure therapy. I mean, now probably not, but like in the beginning,
not.
Yeah, it's probably like, oh, it teaches your brain like, okay, this is safe. I can do this activity, like just like how posting on TikTok was, and like whatever else. But I mean, now.
And it
That's
sounds
not
like
a
before
good thing.
Akaash
That's not a
started
good
making
thing.
A lot of money. They would fight all the time. I mean, he says it was really toxic, and he'd start hitting himself. So he started going to therapy soon after they.
Oh my god. Oh. Hey, I don't know if I'd say this to y'all, but don't hate yourself over a girl. Don't hurt yourself over a girl. Don't damage anything relating to yourself over a girl, right? I'm from now on, I'm gonna take all these and give it as a lesson to you guys. Do the opposite of what he's doing, bro. This is terrible. It's horrible.
Started dating because he wanted to make things work. And he's like, yeah, but therapy didn't really start working until 2019, 2020. Conveniently around the same time, Flagrant blew up and he started making a shitload of money.
So we didn't have any tools. Our fights would get crazy. Like, I am very calm with her until I'm not. And then it's hard for me
Another
to
thing about this, right? You don't want to be with someone who only acts a specific way when you have something, right? Sure, she got her act together whenever he started making millions of dollars, but she's still at the core that same person. It's just now he has the tools in his arsenal, right? She feels like she's the prize in the situation. So she felt like she could act any way she wanted to until he got money, right? So this is it, bro.
0 to 100 in a second.
0 to 100.
0 to 0 for 10 days and then.
She never felt unsafe like I would hit her.
Sure.
But like, I like hit myself a couple of times like a fucking maniac, and like, that's not gonna make you feel safe either.
No.
So it was a lot of therapy. As soon as we got together, I'd been thinking about therapy for a while. And I realized I love this girl, and I don't even think I knew how much until therapy. But like, I was like, yeah, I love this girl. This girl I want to make it work with. I can't let this get in the way.
Look, for
So
my
I started therapy
guys,
2016.
the best thing you can do is surround yourself with other masculine people, man. Because The worst thing you can do for yourself is surround yourself with people like this, right? When you surround yourself with negative people, your positive energy gets fed on, right? Positive plus negative equals negative at the end of the day. If you are with the negative at the end of the day, it's always going to equal a negative. That's just how it works.
I think. And then it didn't even really take hold, I feel like, until like 2019. And then 2021, I felt in like, whatever, 2024, 2025. I'm feeling more and more like it's just...
One thing I always like to say, you can't turn a negative person positive, but you can always turn a positive person negative.
One of my therapists, a couples therapist we had, said, all therapy is trying to get your emotions into words.
So I don't think therapy is helping this man at all. And I don't know if anything will. I think he's just accepted he's willing to be a pay pig cuck to be with this girl, which is going to be rough as a comedian. Like, no one ever lives down the cuck label, and this is one of the worst examples of it. Like, they can never criticize Will Smith.
The worst public example of this.
Or Steph Curry on this podcast ever again. Like, Akaash, he used to love calling people cucks for this exact behavior. So there's always going to be this elephant in the room, and I don't think his wife is going to stop here. You know, she might stop for a little, but she'll be back at it, because what is Akaash going to do? The guy is totally spineless. And even after this podcast, his wife clearly doesn't think she did anything wrong. So she'll just continue to walk all over him. But let me know what you guys think. And
yeah, man. You know, shout outs to Too Lazy to Try. Banger video as usual. Man, oh, I should have given Akaash on chair in the corner. Well, I've always said I always wanted to make a comment at the end of the video. I was trying to. It's usually something a little simple, but I want to have a real talk with y'all, right? If y'all are in this situation where y'all feel like you're not being respected, you know, being treated right, the only person who's going to stand up for yourself is you. All right, get that straight. Get that down right now. You're the only person who's going to be able to stand up for yourself. Never let yourself be mistreated no matter what, okay? If you're in a situation where you have to, you know, sustain that, like let's say you're at a job with a boss that's somewhere you're a kid with parents that feel that type of way. Surround yourself with other people, man. If you're in a bad house, try to get out the house as much as possible. Surround yourself with good friends who have something going for them in their life, right? If you have a bad boss, after you get off of work, surround yourself with good family, good friends that will give you that positive energy that you need. Because at the end of the day, that's draining, man. That's real draining. And we're in real time seeing the effects of this situation, you know. All I can say is Akaash can't be helped at this point because he can only do things for himself. He's a grown man. I don't want anything, you know, you never want anything bad to happen to people, but I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously it's not, no one wants to see it, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just spiraling worse and worse mentally for him. And we see some, like, he, you know, has to take a hiatus or something, or even worse, you know, unless he fixes himself and fixes this relationship. Man, it's really spiraling. Like, it went from just a couple posts and a couple videos to him going on stage, having basically a breakdown about it, to him getting cucked on his own podcast in front of millions of people, and in front of his friends, who are supposed to be his closest friends. So, yeah, man. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I'm exhausted after this video. This is just terrible to watch. I'm gonna go do something fun, like, I don't know, dude. This is just bad, man. But hope y'all enjoyed. Love y'all. Appreciate all the support, man. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.